for everybody as they come up. Hello everybody. I hope that you are all enjoying whatever you're doing post New Year. We are driving a long way. We are right now driving along the I-5. We're heading towards Sutherland and we are driving at 2.4 miles per kilowatt hour. We are 144 miles into our trip. Hello, Kate is concentrating on driving, so she's not going to be talking very much. But obviously myself and Erin are here. We can answer any questions that you have. And Erin, I don't know if you want to just pass the phone to the back and you can show people out the back window what's going on here.
Sorry, that's a very stunning view of my hand.
With the trailer at the back of the car.
It is small and bouncy. That's pretty much what's going on with it. Woo. So is the car.
So we're doing about 2.4 miles per kilowatt hour right now, which is. Where do you want me to? If it was a regular Bolt, we would be struggling. But we're towing, and by that I mean if we were doing a regular EV road trip without anything else in the car, on the car, attached to the car. That would be really poor fuel economy. Like, we would be posting on a forum and going, why is our fuel economy so terrible? We're only getting 2.4 miles per kilowatt hour. However, we are towing probably about, let's see if I can figure this out. So both of those camera cases combined are 100 pounds.
Yeah.
So that's 200 and some kilograms.
Yeah.
That's 220 kilograms. 100 pounds is other way around. 50 kilograms. You're right. My brain is broken. It's been a high couple of days. Thank you, Kate. This is why I bring Kate with me on trips, because
you're always lighter in Europe.
I'm lighter in Europe. Well, I'm fat everywhere, so you know. We are. Yeah, my wife would not appreciate it if you crashed right now and then you phoned her up and said, I'm sorry, I was driving and I crashed and Nikki's dead. She would not be happy.
No.
And then it would be Kate v Kate, and that's not good.
Yeah.
So the reason why the car is doing so badly in terms of fuel economy is not because of the trailer on the back, but because of the massive roof box we have on, except it's not a roof box, it's a roof bag. So we've got roof rack. On top of the roof rack we've got basically a heavy duty bag, big bag, like a big vinyl bag. It looks a bit like a tent actually, and inside we've got stuff that we're carrying along, and so this thing on the roof is causing most of the drag. Normally when I just tow the trailer, there's no big issues. We don't have anything to worry about. But with obviously the trailer and then this roof box, that's where things are really starting to make a difference. Now, Kate, you've been driving since Albany.
Yep.
And you've actually managed to increase your efficiency. I got it down to 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour.
Yeah.
But I basically spent the entire time driving at the limit.
Yes.
And Kate has actually dropped down, so she's driving 5 below right now. So she's got it back up to 2.4 miles per kilowatt hour. We are 39 miles away from our charging stop. We're going to grab a coffee.
Yeah.
And then we head into the mountains. And at that point, things get kind of a little trying and a little scary. But we have 2 full days to get to CES. So we're traveling today, we're overnighting in California, and then tomorrow evening we're actually going to stay just outside Las Vegas. And the reason is that I screwed up the Airbnb booking and booked it for 1 fewer day than we needed, but also because to arrive in Las Vegas and spend money being in Las Vegas for that extra night, that's actually more expensive than just staying outside of town. So we're staying in Tonopah, I think they call it. They probably call it something else. I probably pronounced it badly.
No, it's Tonopah.
It is Tonopah.
You know what's in Tonopah?
What?
What?
The Clown Motel.
We're not staying at the Clown Motel.
Not staying
Erin got
there.
super excited
Motel.
when I said we were staying in Tonopah, and she said, "Oh, it's just." I said, "It's just."
Motel.
She.
It's a clown motel right next to a cemetery. It is
Yeah.
directly next to like a 1800 cemetery. I kid you not.
So we'll be going to the Clown Motel. We might not be staying there.
No.
we passed it last time, and then everyone was like, "Erin, what are you talking about?"
Well,
I'm like, "It's the clown motel, don't you know?"
There's a car that just overtook us. It's a Honda Fit attached, being towed by an RV. The RV has a step ladder on the side, and suddenly I don't feel that we overpacked.
I think
I
we're fine.
genuinely don't feel that we overpacked. So the car is doing really well. We had one weird instance at the last rapid charger, and I teased Kate about it because every time she's driven this car, it's thrown a weird error message. Last year when she drove it at CES, it gave us an error about the charging door not
Yeah.
being,
It said the charge door was open the whole time I was driving, basically.
when it was actually closed.
Yeah.
And today it couldn't detect the keys.
Yes. Despite the keys being like, it would start and let you drive, but it just said the key wasn't in the
The
car.
key is not in the car. We
Yeah,
can't
like-
drive it.
But I'm driving.
So
it clearly is.
We disconnected the 12-volt battery, a little 10mm spanner that I keep in the car for this very reason, and reconnected it. It then told you to wind the window down.
Yeah. Yeah.
It said you have to wind the window down and then wind it back up for some weird reason.
Yeah. I don't know what. It didn't tell me why it wanted me to do that. I just do what the car tells me to do.
And then it worked just fine.
Yeah.
So I think it's because something's wrong with the Electrify America charging stations. The communication between Electrify America and the car doesn't always work, perhaps as it ought. I've just the air conditioning is blowing cold air. It's not that cold outside. Sorry, I adjusted your heat there. That was
Yeah.
bad of me.
Just my-
I'm going to turn it back off. Anyway, the trip is going really well. If you have any questions that you want us to answer, let us know. A guy just went the other way on a bicycle with a trailer.
Oh.
So I feel like we're not alone. Bicycle and a trailer.
You mean a motorcycle?
No, I mean a bicycle. He was pedaling with a trailer on the back.
All right.
Good
I used
effort.
to own a bicycle trailer, didn't I? Do you remember?
Yeah,
I used to have a bicycle trailer.
I had one. for a
And
while.
one of your
Yeah.
friends, one of our friends, took a photograph of me when I got my new car. And the trailer and the bicycle combination was shorter. Sorry, it was longer than my first.
Oh
than
yeah,
my
I
first
remember
car.
that picture. Yeah.
I used to have thighs to die for, though. Not anymore, because I don't cycle as much. But we are going to be making update videos here on the second Transport Evolved channel. It's why we're not making any videos right now. As soon as we know what Tesla did in terms of deliveries, I'm sure we'll do a video reacting to that. It would be cool if the trailer had a spare battery. I couldn't agree more, because I would love to see if that trailer had a spare battery, then maybe we could plug that in. There is actually a guy in, I think he's in New Jersey, and I've forgotten his name. He watches the channel, and I watch his, and I've forgotten his name because I'm a bit of an airhead right now. And he built a camping trailer
Yeah.
with a Tesla battery in the back, and it's really, really amazing. For those who are asking, we are traveling to Las Vegas for CES 2020. It's the biggest consumer electronics show. There's going to be 5 of us this year, which is scary. It was scary for me because we finished the year waiting for a couple of invoices to be paid that didn't get paid, that still haven't been paid. So we were going to hire some new camera gear and stuff, but we ended up not doing that. But we are going to be in Vegas. We've got both Brandons. We've got a brace of Brandons.
Yes.
We've got a brace of Brandons joining us. Brandon Yates and Brandon Yang are going to be our camera operators. Erin is going to be our sound guy this year, and our PA, and Kate and I are going to be doing some of that as well, because we're not all going to be in front of the camera all of the time. and we have already set up some cool stuff. We're going to be talking to a company that makes that makes a jacket with lights on it for motorcyclists and cyclists, which I think is great, really great safety feature.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking to some autonomous driving folks because it is CES and it's inevitable that autonomous vehicle stuff will happen.
It's coming.
Like it or not, it is happening. We're going to be talking to some companies there. We are going to be talking to a couple of startups about electric vehicles. We're going to see our friends at Impossible Foods.
Yay.
Talking about low carbon, zero carbon, meatless food. And we're also going to be talking to Lightyear One, who reached out to us earlier on today, and we're going to do a bit of a ride and drive with them. We're also going to look at a fun, I don't even know what to call it, a hydrofoil bike.
So cool.
Yeah, that might be
A hydrofoil bike. Well, I'm trying to heat the inside of the car up. The car thinks it's warmer inside than it is out. I'm not entirely sure why that is the case. But
Because
there we
I'm
go.
in the car, and thus interesting.
Have you had any issues with charging stations or being full on this trip or any past trips? No, because we don't drive Teslas. No, I mean it's true, right?
Well, yeah, they
because
are
people
less-
buy Teslas for long distance trips. They don't buy this car for long distance trips, and that's totally fine. That's totally fair. But it does mean that the Electrify America stations are generally pretty open for
You
it.
should tell them about the interesting interaction we had at one of the stations.
Oh, we had one guy stop and talk to us, and he was very confused.
He'd said he'd apparently never seen anyone using those stations.
Using a charge,
It's,
yeah.
a lie, because we've definitely used that one.
Well,
We've used it in the past.
he may not have seen us
no.
use them, but I mean, I know people who use them pretty well done. And by the way, congratulations, John. He's just picked up a Bolt EV Premier, so well done. You're gonna love this car. I think it's a great little car.
It is a great car.
I
Just
think
don't let me in it.
I think we've also come to the conclusion of what's been causing the problems with my car, with the noise. We think that it might be something to do with the hub or the actual axle. So when we get back from Vegas, we're going to send it back to the dealership, and the dealership is going to look at it again. Now, back to what Erin was saying. Erin, we were standing there, and this guy comes up and he asks us questions about the Bolt, the usual standard stuff.
I think my favorite was about the electricity.
Right. He asked if we... What did he say? Do you have to pay
something
for
along the
it?
lines of, do you have to pay for that?
Yeah.
Do we have to pay for the electricity? And of course, or how much did you pay?
Yeah, I think it was how much did you
It was how
pay?
much? And then you said it was like, what, $7 or something like that?
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, you have to pay. And we're like, yes, we do have to pay. And Nikki, you said, you have to pay for the gas in your car, right? And it just didn't click for
He just
him.
didn't understand. He was kind of upset,
Yeah, that you have to pay for
that you have to
electricity.
pay for electricity to fill your car up when you have to pay for gas. Did I see that Rich Rebuilds has got a clunk? No. I have been so busy preparing for this trip that all of my YouTube viewing has basically gone out of the window. I have 170 emails that we have to answer for people hooking up for interviews and stuff at the show.
Well, they're not all interview ones.
Not all
No.
of them, but some of them are. And some of them are pictures.
We have to
For
comb
a hands-free
through.
lubricant dispenser, very important. Definitely our field.
Is
I've
that
been
what
trying
you've
to
got?
convince Nikki about how important it is for green transport that we have hands-free lubricant dispensers in every vehicle. But she says no. I don't know why.
I guess in your self-driving Tesla. But
Don't go there. Stop that sentence right there.
But we do get every year at CES, so for those who don't know, CES, when you register as a member of the press for CES, it's a long and drawn out process that you have to apply for, and they effectively say that you have to say what areas you're going to be covering, right?
Yeah.
And you have this checkbox list. And what companies that are exhibiting at CES have to do is they're supposed to single out the lists of people who say they're interested in the products that are in the sector that they want to cover. And of course, we only ever do clean energy,
Yeah.
green transportation.
Yeah.
But every year we get
Some
interesting pictures
We already got
from,
one.
Mainly from small companies who are probably fairly desperate for coverage.
I
yes.
think we got one last year that was like a Bluetooth toothbrush.
we got something that was a Bluetooth something last
It
year.
was a Bluetooth something
But
that,
it
that
wasn't-
oscillated,
yeah,
but it wasn't
a toothbrush.
There was a toothbrush.
There might have been as
There
well.
was, but there was also another personal.
Oh yes, there was. Absolutely.
Yes.
I just find the toothbrush one a bit ridiculous.
Oh, because to make sure that your kids are brushing right. That's right. I remember.
I think it was just for kids. I think it actually sent information to your dentist.
That's
Yes,
right.
Yes.
I remember. So this year we've had a couple of personal bedroom things
Personal pleasure.
sent to us. Well, not sent to us, pitched at us.
Yeah, they don't actually send us
Honors.
samples. I'd
No,
like
no.
to make that very clear.
Oh God. But
That's a review, isn't it?
that's
Yay. Personal demonstrations.
they have offered personal demonstrations,
Yes.
which you sort of worry a little bit. I know we're going to be in Nevada, and Nevada has for being a little loose about such things, but that's a little too much for me. Thank
I'm
you
all
very
for
much.
being open about that stuff, but this is a consumer electronics show, and we are.
Yes,
Those are definitely consumer electronics. I don't know what you're complaining about.
but not general. Yeah. Anyway, let's change the subject. There, we are going to. Does the personalized device support DCFC or Chademo? That's the best comment I've seen all day.
Is Tesla making one?
Is Tesla making one? Yeah. Oh gosh.
Will it be supported by?
I'm laughing out loud. Yeah, I mean, some of the pictures that we get are kind of crazy.
He's
And
made a flamethrower that's it's not a flamethrower.
yeah, there is something that I feel we need to address though in this little video before we say goodbye, and that is that a lot of people have been asking, are we going to be covering this car company and this car company and this car company? The reality is that we only get to work with or cover the companies that we get access to.
I mean, we can message as many car companies as we want, but
Yep.
if they don't respond to us, then
And we've emailed every single car company that's going to CES, and we've heard back from one or two. And there's a really good video on Doug DeMuro's second channel, More Doug DeMuro, where he talks about why he's not getting a car, particularly a Corvette, why he wasn't going to be reviewing that. And it boils down to the fact that YouTube channels are not viewed as traditional journalists, and therefore car companies are a little bit nervous about working with them unless they get to treat said channel like influencers, which is totally our experience to date, and it explains a lot. So it explains our situation and our conundrum. A lot of people have stopped supporting Transport Evolve lately, and they're saying, oh, you're not reporting on the cars we want you to report on. And the reality is that we only get to access vehicles that either people reach out and say, hey, I've got this vehicle, do you want to drive it? Or we are invited to an event.
Yeah.
So we are working on that, but that's the situation as it stands. We're going to be heads down for CES for the next couple of days. So if there is a big major news story, please be patient. We will do our best to cover it. But right now, we are 23 miles away from our location. We are at 2.4 miles per kilowatt hour. And we have 45 miles in our ideal zone, and 36 miles if we drive like absolute loons, we'll still get there, which is a good thing, because when we left Kate, that wasn't going to be the case.
No, it was not.
So Kate, excellent driving, as opposed to this morning when you got 2.9 miles per kilowatt hour in her Kia e-Niro with nothing on the roof, towing nothing.
But it was in sport mode.
And they both arrived at my house about the same time. And apparently, according to Erin, Kate took one of the corners quite quickly.
we were approaching we were approaching opposite ways and going to the same road. I noticed just because I had recognized the back lights, and I was like, that looks very familiar. I think that might be Kate. And it was, I lost you very fast. I lost you very quickly. I'm a bit cautious on that road going up just because it's a bit windy, and my car is a little bit older, so I like to take it a little bit more carefully. Yeah, you were there well before I was.
There's another word for windy that I find useful. It's fun.
Yes, exactly. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to support us. Anything you can do will be fantastic. And we are going to do our best to try and get those videos right out as quickly as possible. We're going to try and do some live streaming over the next couple of days. So keep evolving. I wanted fish.